England. It is tough weather, so just so you all know, we do occasionally cancel practice if it's not going to be safe, and we will let everyone know. We'll send an email out and we'll post it on Twitter and the Facebook page by Friday around 2 or 3, because we know a lot of you have to make travel arrangements and other things. So we will give you as much heads up, but for the most part, we try not to cancel and run throughout the winter. So we're going to get started and have Colleen and Liza come on up and start introducing you to your support team for the rest of the season.
We're going to go use this podium. We're going to use resolutions at the time to blow up the balloons to frame it. For you guys sitting in the back, there are some seats if you guys want to sit. Feel free to the floor. Lovely hardwood floor up here. Help yourself. So really quickly, just to kick things off, I would like to invite our Team and Training Director up here, Whitney Olson, to really just welcome you guys to the program.
Good morning. As Colleen said, my name is Whitney Olson, and I'm the Team Training Director for Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and Rhode Island. Not Rhode Island, me. Today's a really exciting day, and I'm so happy to see all of your faces here, and I hope you're as excited as I am. Boston Marathon's always held a very special place in my heart, as it does for so many in this room. 2 years ago, I sat in your seats. I was a participant. I was running in honor of a loved one, and I was nervous, as probably many of you are in this room today. I was sitting next to a girl, and all I could think was, who am I going to run with, and is she going to like me enough to be my friend? And then they started talking about fundraising goals, and I was like, oh my goodness, are we actually going to raise this much money, and can I make an impact in doing so? And I was nervous. I was very nervous, as I'm sure so many of you are. But I can assure you that this hard work, dedication, and for you, just as your mentors and your coaches and the alumni in the room today can tell you. I can also promise you that you're going to have someone to run with every Saturday from now until April. You just have to show up here at 8 a.m. and you'll have a running buddy. And I'm pretty sure the person next to you or the person behind you will probably become your friend, as will so many others in this room, and you're going to form lifelong friendships with them. This journey you're embarking on is a really special one, and will now forever change your life, just as it did mine. When I sat in your spot, I was just a participant, and now I'm here as campaign director, so I totally changed my career and everything for the society. So I think many of you can agree that this is a really special day. We have so many people who have started in that role as participant and have become so involved in our chapter in so many ways, and I hope many of you will have that experience as well. You're going to run in honor of loved ones and remember them. You'll run alongside survivors. We have quite a few on our team today. And you're going to raise significant funds to help fight blood cancer. And I think most of all this year you have the privilege of showing the world just how strong you are. So I wanted to say thank you all for being here today, for the work you've already done, and for the work that you'll continue to do, and for helping us to put an end to blood cancers. It's truly an honor to be here with each and every one of you. And I really look forward to getting to know you and the 26.2-mile journey we have ahead of us. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Whitney. So welcome, everyone, and congratulations on being a part of Team and Training's 2014 Boston Marathon team. I am Colleen Murphy. I'm sure you recognize my name versus my face because I send you so many emails. And this is Lisa Milnitz. I'm the campaign specialist for the Boston Marathon team with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. I've met with many of you and have spoken and emailed with many more, but I'm beyond excited to get to meet you all today and in the coming weeks as we work together towards the Boston Marathon finish line, both in training and raising over $1 million for our blood cancer patients and their families.
So as Whitney mentioned, over the next 4.5 months, you will realize that you will have an incredible support system of network, friends, family, coworkers, and neighbors. But also know that you have an incredible network here as well, of coaches, mentors, LS staff, patient ambassadors, and teammates who will be with you every single step of the way. So one of the most important things in this program is our mission to cure leukemia, lymphoma, Hodgkin's disease, and myeloma, and to improve the quality of life for our patients and their families. Everything we do here this season will be to spread our mission and to raise more life-saving funds than ever before. To speak a little bit more about our mission and the progress we have made over the last 25 years, I would like to introduce our Executive Director of the Massachusetts chapter, Sharon Klein.
Thank you, Colleen and Lisa. Welcome, everyone. This is so exciting. There's probably double, maybe even close to triple the amount of people we have in this room at our kickoff. So I first want to say thank you. Many of you know this was very, very competitive in terms of getting a spot. It's for obvious reasons. We had probably 500 applicants, and it was one of the most difficult processes that we had to go through as staff in choosing the best candidates. There were so many stories and so many people that we really wanted to accept, and we couldn't, but we were able to accept all of you. So I welcome you on behalf of the chapter, on the behalf of our Board of Trustees, and I'm so excited to get to know each and every one of you throughout the journey. So Colleen and Lisa mentioned the mission, and that's really and truly why we're here today. Whether you're one of our wonderful coaches, Kelly and Sarad, or one of our mentors, volunteers who are out in the cold with Joe, supporting participants, we're all here for one reason, and that is to save lives. So whether you have a direct mission connection to blood cancer or any other type of disease, you're here to save lives. And what I was thinking about, what could I share with you today that would be meaningful and help you as you start this journey? And it's a project called Beat AML. And it's fairly new for our organization. For those of you who are very familiar with blood cancers, over the years we've had tremendous progress with drugs for myeloma, multiple myeloma. There's a drug called Velcade. I actually heard one of our researchers refer to multiple myeloma as a chronic disease for some people. That's very, very hopeful. Those of you who are familiar with chronic myelogenous leukemia, or CML, Gleevec was developed by Brian Drucker in 1995, and since that time, 4 other drugs have been developed. Sprycel and Tasigna are 2 of them. Very, very hopeful. But AML, not so much. Acute myeloid leukemia really hasn't had any progress in the last 30 years. And part of the reason for that is because that disease is so complex. With the other diseases, there are different genes that can be focused on. You're focusing on maybe 1 or 2, but multiple acute myelogenous leukemia is not. That's not the case. So I just wanted to share with you Beat AML. AML is a particularly devastating blood cancer with less than 25% of newly diagnosed patients surviving beyond 5 years. And as I mentioned, options have really not changed in the last 30 years. So LLS, the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, and the Knight Cancer Institute are going to change this. This initiative will take the expertise of technology, sequencing, and pharmaceutical collaborators. Many of you are familiar with Gleevec and that story of Brian Drucker, and this project will also be led by Dr. Brian Drucker, so we're very excited. So now I'll read a little bit from the press release, which talks about the science in a little more detail. This project will include researchers at Stanford University, Southwestern Medical Center, and Huntsman Cancer Institute, the University of Utah. Beat AML will create a profile of the possible genetic drivers of AML by conducting a deep genomic sequencing analysis of participating AML patient samples. As information is gathered on potentially relevant mutations, researchers will simultaneously test the response of patients' leukemia cells to different drugs and combination of drugs. And this dual process will better equip scientists to confirm that they have correctly identified a genetic driver of the disease. LLS is committed to investing $8.2 million in the initial 3-year project, which will analyze samples of the cancerous cells from 900 patients with AML. The volume of samples analyzed and the level of detail collected will enable the Beat AML team to build an extensive biological map of the disease using their functional genomic approach. The goal of the project is to move this information rapidly into the clinic by matching patients with treatments that target their leukemia more precisely. So a lot more to come, but I'm very, very excited about this out-of-the-box thinking, and so excited for the hope that this provides to our patients and their families. Before I close, I would just like to acknowledge we have some trustees who are involved on your team this year or as volunteers. So Damian Bailey, are you in the audience? Damian? Chris Cassidy? Chris? I'm going to clap for him anyway. And Ed Shear, who's one of our volunteers, who you'll be meeting out on the route. Ed, are you in the audience? So with that, I'll turn it back over to Colleen and Lisa, and thank you so much for everything that you do.
Thank you, Sharon. To really bring our mission home to everyone here, I'd like to do a couple other introductions. As you will see in the next coming weeks and months, mission moments are an essential part of practice each week. It's an opportunity for our teammates to share stories of what brought them to team and training and why our mission is so important. Many of you are running in honor or in memory of a loved one, your own personal hero. As a team, we will run for all of those loved ones. But we're also lucky to have a team filled with not only supporters and loved ones, but survivors and thrivers, as well as 2 special patient ambassadors.
So first we have Liam Fitzpatrick, who is a 7-year-old boy with Down syndrome who's in remission from ALL. He lives in Northborough, Mass. with his mom and dad and his 17-year-old brother Nick, as well as 2 other older brothers, Andrew and TJ. I encourage you guys to come take a look at this board afterwards. It is incredibly adorable. He is the sweetest boy in the world. But Liam can't be with us today because he was invited to a trip to the most magical place on earth, Disney World. So Liam did want to pass along a message to the team. He said, "If I can finish my marathon with ALL without any warning or training, I believe you will all do wonderful with your training and running in the Boston Marathon. I can't wait to meet all of you and support you in your journey. Go team."
Second, I would like to invite up a very special member of our 2014 Team in Training Boston Marathon team, Megan Hickey. Megan comes to us for her first marathon, but has a very personal stake in crossing the finish line. Megan?
Hi all, I will be the other patient ambassador in addition to Liam, who is a lot cuter than me, so a lot to compete with. As Colleen said, this will be my first marathon with Team in Training, as well as my first marathon ever, and I'm super excited to be doing it with you all and training and fundraising with you. Blood cancer, and more specifically finding better forms of treatment and cures for blood cancer, has recently become an important part of my life, but I don't think I've ever been in a room with 100 other people who also share that passion, so this is really a cool experience for me. So, a little about me. I grew up in the Chicago suburbs with 4 brothers. My running career peaked in high school when I was on the cross-country team, but that was fueled more by a passion for pasta parties than actual running, so don't expect big things from me. Upon graduating high school, I decided I wanted to move east out here to attend Boston College. I very soon fell in love with the school, my friends, and the city of Boston. The highlight of every year was Marathon Monday. It was the day that BC came together as a school, and I really felt a part of my adopted city of Boston. For those of you Boston Marathon vets, I probably cheered you on at mile 21 until my voice went hoarse, while thinking to myself that you guys were crazy for running 26 miles. But I digress. So after my sophomore year, I decided I wanted to move even further east to Spain to study abroad for a semester. So the summer before my junior year was spent at a boring internship, daydreaming about paella, and then a few strange things started happening. On the 4th of July, I ran a Freedom 4, which is a local 4-miler that I run with my friends every year. We're all about the same pace and kind of just run it for fun. So we started out together, and from the beginning I was struggling, and by mile 2 I was walking. I was pretty embarrassed when I finished because I wanted to keep up with my friends and have fun, but I didn't really think much of it. If anything, I figured my semester abroad would give me more time to train and run and just kind of work on my fitness. A few weeks later, however, I noticed a lump on my neck. Again, I didn't really think much of it and made a note to get it checked out when I was at my doctor's appointment before leaving the country. But from that doctor's appointment, nothing was the same. A trip to my internist resulted in an ultrasound, which resulted in an ENT referral, resulting in a biopsy, finally resulted in surgery, and then 5 days later I found out that I would have Hodgkin's disease stage 2. So a few things were quickly established. I was not going to Spain, and I was going to be spending the indefinite future at home in Chicago for treatment. Other things were not so certain, namely my treatment. I was very fortunate to be in Chicago. The city is home to many world-class hospitals and oncologists, so I kind of had my pick of the litter. I figured choosing one would be easy because they would all be treating me the same way. I just had to figure out what doctor I got along with the best and choose him. But I was very wrong. I visited about 5 to 10 doctors in the Chicagoland area, and not one of them gave me the same treatment plan. The treatment plans varied from a year of chemo to 8 months of chemo with radiation, and then to the final one, 6 months of chemo. This was given to me by my now oncologist, Dr. Smith, at the University of Chicago. She explained to me that it was part of a clinical trial designed to see if reducing the chemotherapy treatment for Hodgkin's patients could still be as effective. Additionally, the lack of radiation is probably beneficial to women of my age to reduce the risk of breast cancer later in life. So I stayed at home in Chicago for 6 months, and I'm happy to say that I've been in remission for 2 years now. The 6 months of chemotherapy allowed me to only miss a semester of school, and I was able to return to BC in the spring of 2012 to continue my studies and cheer on all of you at the Boston Marathon, which was very exciting. I never would have imagined that 2 years later I would be embarking on this, but I just wanted to talk today to say I'm running today because I was a direct beneficiary of all the funds that LLS donates to clinical trials. I truly believe that my quality of life was greatly enhanced. I was able to finish my studies in the course of the summer and overloading and graduate on time with my friends, which would not have been possible if I had to take a year off of school for additional chemotherapy drugs that might not even be necessary. So I wanted to talk today to say thank you. Thank you for running, and thank you for raising funds, because it's had direct impact on my life, and I'm sure it will continue to have a direct impact on patients in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Megan. And I think you're just as cute as Liam.
So Megan will be joining us out in the pavement, and Liam will be coming to meet the whole team in January. We're so excited to introduce you both and to the many amazing individuals we have the pleasure of calling part of the LLS family. I'd also like to mention that in addition to Megan and Liam, we have almost 20 other cancer survivors and current patients on our team this year, which is an incredible, incredible amount. And I'm so glad to welcome you all with us today as well. In 2012, this team became the first Boston Marathon team to cross $1 million. Last year, we were met with unthinkable tragedy. This year, we have a twofold mission: to finish the marathon for everyone involved in 2013 Boston Marathon bombings, and to raise more awareness and funds for the Leukemia Lymphoma Society than ever before. Every year, our team receives 135 bibs from the Boston Athletic Association. This year was no different. Every year, our team has the pleasure of welcoming about 10 to 20 qualified or waivered participants who have a bib but want to give back even more. This year is completely different. I would like to recognize all 218 team members this year, the 135 who applied in a pool of 500 to be part of our team, and the 80 plus who, although they have their own entry, chose to join us to make a difference in the lives of our LLS patients and families. Thank you.
So, let's talk a little bit about fundraising. So we put out a challenge to the whole team, and it was a lofty challenge to raise $250,000 before kickoff, and you would receive a cool piece of TNT gear. And although some of you caught on, we were secretive and we wanted you all to know why. So not only did you raise $250,000, you raised $331,000. that this is the largest amount the Boston Marathon team has ever raised before kickoff in the history of this team. So we are so unbelievably proud. Of this accomplishment and the sheer passion of each and every one of you. And to celebrate, we did buy some cool TNT custom gear for you guys. Some awesome fleece hats.
You probably need them today.
So congratulations and thank you for all of your hard work thus far. I did want to acknowledge all of our incredible fundraisers who have already reached their $4,000 or $1,000 commitment. So I'm going to read off all the names. If you'd like to stand or give a wave, please hold your applause until the end. We have David Stone, Richard Albert, Sally Poveromo, Deanna Kaiser McNeff, Elle Srisarikol, Karen Bush, Trisha Trika, Joanne Lance, Jen Hansen, Ann Craze, Lori Tomachek, Mark Dombrowski, Courtney Van Arsedale, Susan Wagner, Andrew Chinsky, Alan Frith, Gabe Garcia, Ed Marshall, Catherine Beedry, Fran Hirsch, Susan Hogan, Kelly Kapik, Paul Wilner, Brooke Barsanti, Annie Rihaj, Collie Hooper-Yan, Eric Zawada, Carla King, Erin Gallo, Morgan Burke, Sharon Stark, and Paul McCarran. Woo! Fundraising, we have the pleasure of welcoming Lisa Beal from LLS, from our home office, to go over the new and improved fundraising app with you. Please welcome Lisa.
Hi, my name is Lisa. I'm super excited to be here. There's a lot of new faces in the crowd, but for me there's a lot of familiar faces in the crowd. I've been with LLS for 11 years, 5.5 spent with the Massachusetts chapter, and my heart is with the Boston team. It always has been. So to hear the numbers is just amazing. So congratulations. I'm here today to talk to you about something called My LLS. Does everyone have a cell phone with them today? Is there anyone that didn't bring their cell phone? So you have your cell phone with you pretty much everywhere you go, right? Well, we decided that we were going to take carrying a cell phone to the next level for fundraising. So we in the IT department created something called My LLS. It's a free app. Some of you may have already heard about it. Some of you may already be using it because you've raised over $300,000. You download it from Apple, the Apple Store, the Android Store, and you can start fundraising. It allows you to process checks and credit cards yourself. You don't have to submit them to someone. You don't have to write down somebody's credit card number and then mail it away and hope, oh God, I hope their credit card doesn't get it. It's done. It's what I call the immediacy of giving. So for those of you that have your cell phone with you, has anyone checked Facebook already today? Or posted on Facebook? Come on. Somebody, come on. I've checked Facebook like 5 times already today. Well, checked your email? Well, from the app, you're posting on Facebook. From the app, you are soliciting donors. From the app, you are at your water stop, telling your friends that you're at your water stop and challenging them to donate before you get back to the community center. Okay? So a few numbers to kind of put this into perspective. So you can easily, right now, when you get home, when you're finished running, download the app and start using it. Since its inception this spring, we're now in version 2. In version 1, we had 10,000 downloads of the app. And it crosses campaigns. So if you've done Light the Night, if you're aware of the LLS campaigns, they all can use the app. Team in Training alone has raised over $1.8 million just through the phone. All campaigns total, and this is numbers from a couple weeks ago, $2.6 million. That's a lot of money. In the grand scheme of things, it is a percentage of what we raise. But here's what I find most important, and I confirmed this week. The cost of a check, if you process a check through the app, costs the society 39 cents to process. Well, if you mail a check into the office, somebody has to process that. So the team at the home office sat down and figured out what it costs you and the mailing and the person who's processing it and the data entry and this and that. It's about $5 every time you mail a check into the office and someone has to process it. So you just saved like $4.60 every time you process a check through the app or your credit card through the app. There's thousands of things you can do. Some of you in this room may have some kind of party between now and April where you invite people, come, pay $10, come to my party. Well, you've always pushed people to maybe go to your website or pay in cash. Hi, you can stand at the door and process their credit card through the app. You can be standing at the grocery store wearing your team in training shirt, start talking to someone, they write you a check, you're processing a donation. So I'm just here to show you the tools that you have to continue on to that amazing goal you have. Along with the app is still your fundraising page. We just released a couple weeks ago some new tools if you're used to using the fundraising page. The ease of use is still there, but we did create a new tool set for you to edit your page. So there's some fun new things. Your page should allow you now to add video to it. So if you have a video of your honored hero, or you guys take a video and you want to upload it, you can now put that on your page. New ways to customize it. So all those tools are here for you to continue to fundraise. So I'll be here when you guys have any questions. I work closely with the staff, so throughout the season, if you're having issues or you need help, they know how to reach me. So good luck. I'm super excited to be here and cheer you guys on. I'll be standing here in April too, outside screaming your names. So good luck, everybody. Thank you.
She will be around, so if there's already some burning My LLS app questions, she is your girl because I can't answer them all. I usually just call her. So really quick, a couple housekeeping things before I turn it over to our amazing coaches. You're probably all wondering, for those that are new to Team in Training, what is this green plastic thing you're asking me to put in my shoe, and how am I supposed to do that? So the green plastic thing is called a shoe tag. It has my contact in, so when you guys go out on your run and for some reason, Eric just gets so dehydrated, he rolls, passes out, he's in the middle of the road, and someone finds him. And they look at his shoe, and they see Colleen Murphy, and they're going to call. And Eric has appropriately written his name in the shoe tag, so they're going to call me. I called him out because he just talked. So they're going to call me, and they're like, I have someone named Eric, and he's passed out. Who is this Eric? And I will be able to take the medical forms you guys provided and really take care of any sort of problems that Eric will have this season. So that's it. It's really simple. You write your name on the inside. You take off the paper part. It's a clear plastic shield over it so that with weather and whatnot, it'll be fine. And it goes right through the front of your laces, right here. Super easy. If you need help, Coach Kelly has one just displayed so perfect over there. Like Kelly and Fred said, we will be meeting here every single week. For the most part, 99% of the time, it will be downstairs in this room. If for some reason we're not, there's papers on the front of the community center that says upstairs or downstairs to make it really easy. But for the most part, we'll be here. Thank you all for being so prompt this morning. I usually have to remind people that we do like to try to get everyone in the door by 7:55 so that 8 o'clock right in the dot we can start. We all have very busy lives. We want to make sure that we can give you the information necessary and still get you out for your run each day. Volunteers. We have an amazing group of volunteers that come every single week, stand out in the freezing cold, and give you guys water and Gatorade and Swedish fish and pretzels and amazing other fun things like emotional support. He organizes all of that, so Lisa and I don't have to, so he's awesome, as well as our amazing volunteers that come in every single week. So take a moment and thank a volunteer each week. They're awesome, and we really appreciate them, and we would not be as successful as it wasn't for them every single week. Lastly, if anyone has any letters, checks, or anything for us, there is a box that I'm collecting them in the back, as well as fundraising cans, banners, anything like that. We will be here every single week. Mainly because who doesn't want to see these smiling faces at 7:30 in the morning? But anything you need, if we will be trying really hard with a team of almost 220. The Boston Marathon email box is brand new this year and really awesome because no matter what we're doing, we can check it and Whitney can check it and we can make sure we're getting back to you as soon as possible. The best other thing to do is pick up the phone and call us because sometimes we might not be at our desks, but many other team and training staffers are, and they are just as awesome and helpful. So we're here to support you. Questions should never go unanswered. You should never be like, oh, I'll find out later. Just give us a call, shoot us an email. We're happy to help. We want to make you guys the most successful Boston Marathon team possible. We have an amazing goal of 1.25 million, and I know you guys will go way, way, way well beyond that this year because already at $330,000 is an amazing record to break. It's 3 times what we had last year. Just for some perspective, at this time last year, 3 times the amount. So you guys are doing an amazing job, and we're so lucky to have you all in this room, as well as those who aren't able to be with us today. So now I will turn it over to the people you will be looking to from here on out on Saturday mornings. Kelly Flynn and Sarad Tomlinson have been coaching our Boston Marathon team for 5 years. In the fight against blood cancer. So Kelly, Sarad, take it away.
Thanks, Colleen. Guys, those numbers are absolutely staggering. Not just the fundraising numbers, but something that's really important is, Colleen said we have 20 plus survivors on the team. I can be 100% sincere in the 5.5 years Kelly and I have been doing this for the Boston team, that's unheard of. That is absolutely unreal. So that speaks truly to the tangible difference that the money you raise can make in such a short period of time. It's awesome. So number one, thank you for that. Thank you for your fundraising. But number two, we've said this a couple times already, but man, thank you guys for your engagement. It's absolutely incredible. Everyone, the emails, the MySpace and Friendster posts, Facebook posts, just everything has been really great. The connectivity you have with your mentors is fantastic, and we've built up a ton of momentum going into the season, so let's make sure we just keep it going. I'd say number two, after thank you, is not just welcome to the Boston team, not just welcome to Wellesley, but welcome to team in general. I wore this old shirt for a very particular purpose, not because I'm stingy, but because it has the old team and training logo. The new one's fantastic. It's super hip and modern. But this one, the biggest part of the logo is the section that says team, right? So now, all of you, whether you've been part of it before or you haven't, are part of that. And so that's all of us together, the mentors, Kelly and I, Colleen and Lisa, everyone from the office, and it's pretty cool. We're going to get through this season together, whether it's as warm as it is today, or we have some snow, but it's going to be really great. And there are a few times in life, I was thinking about this on the way here, there are a few times in life where you can do something completely for yourself, but also completely selfless at the same time. And I think that this could be one of those times. You've already proven that you can do the fundraising. It's pretty baller, not gonna lie. And so now we just have to get through the marathon training part. And honestly, that's gonna be a heck of a lot of fun. Guys, come on, we have disco ball. That's pretty awesome, right? We have chandeliers upstairs and disco ball down here. We get the best fancy and then really fancy. So that was not. I promised I wouldn't do anything goofy to myself. I really wanted to be serious today.
Thank you for that one. That was good.
Yeah, man. It's awesome. I liked it. Thanks, bro.
You can clap for America.
You know what?
All right, just stop. So, our job is really easy. We're going to be here just kind of guiding you through the streets of Wellesley, up and through the hills of Newton, and getting you ready for the marathon in April. You guys are going to do all the work. We're just really here to support you in any way, shape, or form we can. It's a long couple of months. We're going to build you up gradually. We're going to give you everything you need, along with your mentors and the volunteers, to get ready for Marathon Monday. Some of you who may have already started to experience this, you're excited. A lot of you are running your first marathon. You're sending out your fundraising letters. People are donating. or they're calling you to tell you that even though they haven't run a marathon before, they know everything there is to know about marathon training. And the plan you were given is probably not tough enough, and that you really should be up to 20 miles already in your long runs, otherwise there's no way you could possibly cross the finish line. Of course, these people have never run more than a 5K or even to the liquor store before, so they really don't know what they're talking about. Our plan is a guide. It is not the end-all be-all. Sometimes we talk like our word means everything. You can ignore that. It is just a guide to help frame you guys, to get you in a really great shape for Marathon Monday. Everybody on this team is an individual, so you all have different fitness levels. You may come into this having a couple marathons under your belt. That's okay. We will customize and work with you guys individually to help you succeed, help you stay healthy, injury-free, and really have the best possible experience on Marathon Monday. You may just want to have fun out there on Marathon Monday. You may have a personal time goal. It's not whatever, it's personal. We'll get you to where you want to be, but we're all going to work together as a team to get there.
You're all wonderful little snowflakes.
So begins. So please use us in any way you see fit. If you need help, if you think the program isn't working for you, not working for your life, we totally understand that you all have jobs, families, you're going here and there. Maybe Tuesday night is not the best night for you to do a track workout. Maybe this day isn't good for you, or you like to do this spin class. Call us up, email us. We will help you customize the plan. We want you to be successful and have a plan that you're going to stick with. That said, you're going to show up here on a Saturday mornings, and there's 4 miles on the training schedule. Somebody is doing 3. Some other folks might be going out for 6. Don't panic and think about, well, if this person's doing 6 and I'm not going to be able to do this in a couple of months. Everyone's on a little different program. Some people have half marathons coming up, so their mileage may be a little bit higher. It's not a big deal. Also, our goal, not only to get you ready, is to keep you as injury-free as possible on these coming months. You're going to have little bumps and bruises and tweaks along the way. We are running in New England. You know, there could be some slips and falls. So the minute anything starts to creep up or feel a little off, let us know. Don't think you're being a little bit of a wimp or a baby. Sometimes it's a minor adjustment that needs to be made. You need new shoes. You need to relace your shoes a different way. You need to be doing some type of extra stretching. We're all a little bit different. Let us know, because we can nip it in the bud right then and get you back on the road to recovery. So little things, if you let them go, will turn into big things, and then we'll get to a point where you may have an injury that have to take some time off. So we want to make sure you stay healthy. So just call us at any time, email us. One of us will get right back to you, either via email or pick up the phone. So use us. That's what we're here for.
So just to stress the importance of that, one is communication, right? We want to make sure there are open lines of communication. Don't be afraid to email us. If you are afraid to email us, let your mentor know, and then they'll tattle on you. Open lines of communication, very, very important. Number 2, listen to your body always, right? If you feel an ache or a pain, even if you think it's just soreness, like Kelly said, make sure you tell us. Don't just say, oh, we'll let you know if you're being a wimp. If you're being a wimp, we'll tell you. We'll be the judge. Number 3 is patience is a virtue. My mom always told me I never listened to her, but it is. So if there is something where we tell you to back down the mileage, or we tell you to take some time off or rest, which very much likely will happen probably at some point in the season, it's okay. So don't stress about that. If we tell you to take time off, it's really to get you to the starting line in April. It's not to prevent you from doing that, because we wouldn't be very good at our jobs if we tried to not get you there. Right? So that was actually a very poorly executed joke. So.
Snowflakes.
Yeah,
baby.
he's special.
I'm a big snowflake. I don't know what that means.
Another great part of our program, we have the coaching, we have the experience, but our mentors, you guys each have been assigned a mentor. You're in mentor groups. These are people that have trained and actually listened to us before and had some fun doing the whole marathon experience, so they want to come back and share that with you. They're terrific fundraisers, and they're going to be the reason why your guys are going to show up on Saturday mornings, because it doesn't sound like a lot of fun getting up and getting here in the middle of winter at 8 a.m. to go run long miles. But we, especially those mentors, will make it as much fun as possible. So we have a lot of laughs along the way. Again, if you're nervous about talking to one of us, email your mentor. They will tell you that Sarad's jokes are always bad, and Kelly's not as scary as she really seems. And yeah, they do rat you out, basically, Kells. But they've been in the same boat before, so it's just nice for you guys to have someone that you can really talk to, that's been in your shoes, sat where you sat, maybe had a first marathon last year, and can really help you guide along the way. So they're all in, except for Sean, all in gray purple shirts today. So if you guys can just stand up, I just want to say thank you guys for Each week, we try not to overload you guys with information. There's a lot of things to know about marathon running, what to eat, how to hydrate properly, how to dress in this cold weather. So each week we try and tackle a topic, just so we're not just making you guys sit through like a class of Marathon 101, day one. So we will be very respectful of your time on Saturday morning, so we really will make sure that our clinics are very short. We'll get you the information. If you can't make the training, don't worry about it. We'll get you the information via email as well. But it's just time for us to really break down the building blocks of marathon training, give you little tidbits of information and things that, come February when the miles are getting longer, you're going to be like, all right, that's what they were talking about. This makes sense now. I need to eat my breakfast a little earlier, a little later. But you also don't have to wait for those clinics. If there is something that's nagging right now that you need answered, you want to start working on, just let us know. You can ask at practice. We'll be here every Saturday. You can email or call us at any time.
And fortunately, we'll have some guest speakers come to clinics too, so you won't have to listen to us every single week, which is good. Well, me.
And then we're just very lucky to have this location. This is mile 15 and a half of the actual Boston Marathon course. Every Saturday morning when we do a long run, we're going to be tackling another piece of the course, whether we go out, run the course backwards and head out into Wellesley, or we tackle the hills of Newton. You will get sick of the hills of Newton, but by come Marathon Monday, when people are like crawling up Heartbreak Hill, you're going to be like, I've seen this one before. And you press to the top, and then you see all those insane BC college students who have been drinking all day and don't realize that you've just crested Heartbreak Hill, but they totally pump you back up and get you in ready for the last 5 miles of the course. So we're very lucky. We will do our 20-mile run, our longest run. We will take you guys all the way out to Hopkinton.
Not today.
Not today. We will get there, and you'll be ready for it, and you'll get to see the first 20 miles. So you have home field advantage, so you'll know everything come Marathon Monday. It's really such a great experience for you guys.
That home field advantage is pretty crucial too. And I think it's definitely will absolutely give you a leg up. If you can get to this part of the course and it feels like home, that is just more powerful than anything else. Because if you've already run 15 miles to this point, you're so familiar with the roads, it'll make a big difference. And plus, it's just really nice running around here. So I think that's a huge advantage that we have.
The most important reason why everybody in this room will become Boston Marathoners this year is you guys. Look next to each other. You guys are going to help each other throughout the entire season. It is really great to wake up on Saturday mornings knowing you may have a long run and that there's going to be 100 other people who are in the same boat, and there will always be someone either right next to you, right in front of you, somebody to run with. It really just makes the miles go by a lot quicker. You guys will also be each other's greatest inspiration. You all have a reason why you sent in an application this year to run with our charity. We hope that throughout the season, you either get up and share your story with us, post it on Facebook, send it in an email to your mentee group. Let your teammates know your reason why, because it's going to inspire them. there's gonna be days where you don't really wanna be doing this, and you're sick of the whole running, and you have to remember your reason why, or the person next to you, and you can really get to know each other, what makes you tick, why you're coming out here, and it's gonna help us raise that $1.25 million that we're committed to. It's gonna help those miles matter a lot more, and it's just gonna make the whole experience much more special. You can run marathons, you can sign up on your own, but to sign up and to make a difference and save somebody's lives is just more special. So we're just very happy that you guys sent those applications into us this season.
And the poignancy, I don't know if that's a word, but the emphasis of what you're doing is absolutely huge. And I talked about a team earlier. A lot of that, when we're out there on Marathon Monday, people yell, "Go team." They're not cheering for any other charity. They're cheering for you in purple jerseys, and that's pretty cool. And you'll find that even when you're out there this winter, people are going to yell, "Go team," driving by in cars. It's going to be absolutely the coolest feeling you've ever had.
It's usually go team, get off the street.
Yeah.
That's okay, just smile and be like, yes.
Or mostly it's a honking Mercedes holding up a choice finger. We'll work on strategies to deal with that problem.
We're number one, man.
Yes,
Yeah, number one, baby. How about number two? Think of that. We got a disco ball. Cool. Thank you guys for being here. It's really important, and you're making a tremendous difference. And we're really excited about this season. So we hope you're. Is everyone pumped up?
Yeah.
I'm going to ask anyone who's running their first marathon to stand up.
What's your first Boston Marathon?
Should we stand up?
Who's joining us team in training for the first time? It's going to be a great experience. We're going to have a lot of fun, and you're going to be so proud come April when you become Boston Marathoners. We are dedicated as a support team to get you there. You will be in the best shape of your lives. You'll have the most fun. I do just want to mention we had an amazing team last year, and we had some not the best Marathon Monday, but a lot of our folks who are with us have come to finish what they started last year, and they're going to raise great amounts of money, and they're going to get those medals around their neck. So I'd like to ask the folks from last year's team who have joined us that are going to finish what they started last year, become Boston Marathoners again.
And guys, we swear we don't say this every year, but this is seriously one of the best groups we've ever had.
He does say it every year.
This time I mean it more.
Last couple of things. This community center, this is like a great location. You guys can leave stuff in here. We have the bathrooms. We will have staff in here the whole time. So we encourage you all to always bring a change of clothes, especially when we get back from that run and you might be a little cold. You want to get warm, dry clothes. So you can bring stuff here. We don't normally have you in seats, so you can do your stretching out before we head out while we speak. We've got the bathrooms in the back. And then basically what we do each week is after our mission moment, we just head out for our run. Please don't feel like you see people heading out the door that you got to sprint out and keep up with everybody. You have a pre-run ritual, you need to do your stretching, you need to use the bathroom. People just kind of go at their own pace. Okay, for those of you who are new, you see people running really fast, you don't have to keep Go at your own pace. We will be here. Our amazing water stop volunteers will stay out there until everyone's gotten to the water stop and back here. We checked you in today. There's a sign-out sheet. Please just check when you come back in from your run so we can keep track of who's still out on the course. You are free to hang out, change, stretch. We also understand a lot of you have things to get to this afternoon, so if you need to hit the road, we do not take offense. If you just check your name out and you can get to what you need to get to. So don't feel like if you can't make a Saturday, it's a big deal. We will get you the information you need. So
If you miss practice, we're going to disown you.
yeah, life gets in the way. We will make this as accommodating for everybody as we can.
Anyone have any questions as we wrap things up?
I have two things. Number one, for those of us that were with us last week, Marathon Sports put on a really awesome clinic. For those that were not able to, and for those who maybe went to the clinic but couldn't shop afterwards, they've extended a 20% off at every Marathon Sports store today for you. So any Marathon Sports store, they have 10 locations. If you want to pop in, get some shoes, get some gear, whatever you need, it's 20% off just today. All you need to let them know is that you're part of the Boston Marathon team with Team in Training. The Wellesley store steps in that direction. So you can feel free to come here, change whatever after you run, and then pop over there if you'd like. Their store manager came over just to check in to see if there's anything we needed because they are awesome and we're so lucky to partner with them. But 20% off any location. So just keep that in mind. I think I only have one
I
thing.
might just drive down to Norwell just to get the discount there.
Very awesome. Also, can I see all the mentors afterwards to get hats to give out to your mentees?
So mentors, why don't you come on up while we're doing that. So today what we're going to do for a course is when we go to the end of the driveway, we're just going to take a right and we're heading